and immediately called Adeline Fowler, who'd been my supervisor at the hospice company for 3 years. She gasped when I told her what happened at the funeral and said she'd heard Claire had been arrested, but didn't know I was involved. Adeline was furious about how they'd treated me and immediately offered to write a statement about my professional conduct with Mr. Stewart and all the times he'd praised me to the staff. She said she had documentation of every time the family had been contacted about visits and declined, plus notes from Mr. Stewart asking why his children never came to see him. The attorney called an hour later to schedule a meeting about the estate, which apparently included the house, investments worth about $2 million, and all of Mr. Stewart's personal belongings. He warned me the family would definitely contest the will and try to drag things out in court for years if they could, hoping I'd give up or settle for less. He said we needed to move fast to secure the assets and make sure the family couldn't access any accounts or property before the court proceedings started. 3 days later, I walked into the police station to formally press assault charges against Claire, my stomach in knots even though I knew I was doing the right thing. The detective assigned to the case said they had multiple witnesses from the funeral home who saw Claire attack me, including Ernest and 2 other funeral home employees who'd heard the commotion. He showed me Claire's mugshot from when they'd booked her and said she'd been released on bail but had a restraining order preventing her from coming within 500 feet of me. 3 days after filing the police report, a process server knocked on my apartment door with a thick manila envelope that made my hands shake as I signed for it. Inside were 20 pages of legal documents with the Stewart family's law firm letterhead, claiming I'd used undue influence on Mr. Stewart and that he wasn't mentally competent when he changed his will 6 months before he died. The papers said I'd isolated him from his loving family and manipulated a vulnerable elderly man for financial gain, which made me laugh and cry at the same time because they hadn't visited him in 18 months before he passed. I called the attorney immediately, and he told me not to panic because this was expected, and we had a strong case since Mr. Stewart had been evaluated by 2 different doctors who both confirmed